Finally, we briefly discuss some safety issues on using VR systems in healthcare applications. First, the first issue is the VR-induced sickness, okay, including symptoms of motion sickness, strain on the ocular system, degraded limbo and postural control, reduce the sense of presence, okay, in case that you stay in the virtual environment for a long time, so reduce the sense of presence. Develop of responses inappropriate for the real world. Okay, it is also called negative training. Okay, all of these are called VR-induced sickness. Another safety issue is that the virtual environment's effect on users' perceptual and cognitive skills is still not fully understood nowadays. So we should carefully study the VE's effects on users' perceptual and cognitive skills. But such a task is not easy, involving a lot of fields, including neuropsychology, neuroimaging, educational theory and technology, human factors, medicine, and computer science. In addition, the patient's disability increase their susceptibility to side effects. So we should notice this when using VR systems in healthcare applications. Then how to address above mentioned issues and problems? The first method is to improve the quality of VR system in order to reduce the simulation thickness. However, the effect of such a method mute and subside quickly. Okay, the effect is very limited. The second method is to expose the management protocols for patients in virtual environments. First, we can screen procedures to detect individuals who may present particular risks, for example, epilepsy. Okay. In addition, we can design procedures for managing patient exposure to VR applications to ensure rapid adaptation with minimum symptoms. We can also design procedures for monitoring unexpected side effects and for ensuring that the system meets its design objectives to reduce the side effects. There are also some research and clinical issues need to be addressed when applying VR systems in healthcare applications. First, most researchers, conduct feasibility and pilot studies instead of RCT to evaluate VR systems in healthcare applications. RCT randomized control trial, can be considered as the best evidence for proving efficiency of VR applications. So why most researchers just perform feasibility and pilot study instead of RCT, comprehensive RCT? The first reason is that lack of standardization in VR devices and software. So, VR system developed for an application is difficult to be used in another application, in other contexts. The second reason is lack of standardized protocols that can be shared by the community of researchers. The third reason is the cost of RCT. The cost of RCT for VR application in healthcare application is relatively high, because if we perform RCT, we have to develop a lot of VR systems, for a large scale RCT, right? So the cost is relatively high to set up the trials. As a result, most researchers spend a lot of time and money in designing and developing their own VR applications. But many of these applications can be considered as one-off creations. Try to proprietary hardware and software, which have been tuned by a process of trial and error, and yours cannot be repeatedly applied in another application. Okay, so we should think about solutions to address these issues and challenges. Okay, before applying VR applications in healthcare applications.